We have about 6 hours left of driving.
1/3 done, girls.
We'll stop in another 3 hours and check them out. Well, the day has finally come. We're hooking up the trailer here near Seattle, and we're gonna get on the road, drive about 4 hours to Astoria, Oregon. Here's the reverse view of Astoria across the Columbia River. Here we are crossing the Astoria-Megler Bridge from Washington State into Oregon. It's 4 miles long. It was built in 1966.
Crosses the great river of the West, Columbia River.
Out that way is the Pacific Ocean.
The Columbia River has always been special to me. I was stationed in the Coast Guard here in Astoria, and even though we're several hundred miles from our farm right now, the Columbia River is just over the hill from our farm.
That's the bridge we just came off of. This is downtown historic Astoria, Oregon. It's founded in 1811 for fur trading. This is where Stacy was stationed from 2011 to 2014. There are the vessels moored up there. This is the popular Columbia River Maritime Museum. That's quite the parking job, Stacy.
Are you being funny or serious?
Can I be both at the same time?
Oh, okay.
Made it to Astoria.
We're heading out to Cowan Dairy at Saturday night. We're gonna go visit with them and take care of business. So we're all set for the pickup tomorrow morning.
I worked on the Cowan Dairy 2 seasons helping raise calves. And because of the way that she raises her calves, we definitely wanted to get them from her. Also, they use New Zealand genetics. In New Zealand, they never had a confinement dairy system, and so they have strong grazing genetics, and that is definitely what we want for our farm. Brad and Melody Cowan have been dairying for a couple of decades and moved to their location in Astoria, Oregon in 1999. Melody special ordered this calf feeder from New Zealand and started doing large group calf feedings in 2004. Dinner time for the calves at the Cowan Dairy. They milk 1,000 cows on this dairy and ship to Tillamook. They also keep about 500 calves that they raise. Calves as far as you can see. One thing that's really important about group feeding that I learned from Melody is that you have to give the calves suck time. They have to have time to satiate their sucking reflex, and then they won't suck on each other. So here's another pen that is out and has its suck time right now. And here was the first pen, which is all nice and quiet and bedded down. Today is April 22nd, 2018, and it is a momentous day for us on the Tomarosa. We are going this morning to pick up our calves and then drive them about 9 or 10 hours back to our farm in Northeast Washington. Good morning, calves. This is the weighing area. We funnel the calves in and then we weigh them on the scale. Every year at the Cowan Dairy they try something new, and this year they bought a scale so they could get birth weights and weaning weights. $135, $136. They're way more than doubled. We're doing good. Here are our 3 calves that we've already weighed. Got one more calf to weigh, and then we'll load them up.
Yeah, she's definitely the biggest one.
148.8. That's our biggest calf. For our calves in the trailer, we're using layered bedding of pine shavings pelletized and straw on top. Melody is an amazing woman, and I'm so happy I got 2 seasons to work with her. I learned so much about animals and calf care and working around animals that I hope that I can continue that tradition on my farm. I'm also really glad that it worked out. We were able to get our calves from her. Now it's time to hit the road. We got a full tank of gas, 2 bottles of water, 4 calves, and we're wearing sunglasses.
Let's hit it.
We're headed out of Astoria, Oregon on US 30 towards Portland. We have quite a journey today. We go all the way from coastal wet forest through central Washington and Oregon, which is kind of like a desert, and then we're going to end up in Northeast Washington in the foothills of the Rockies.
Columbia River crossing number 2. So we're crossing from Oregon, US 30, back into Washington at Longview, where we'll cut over to I-5. This is Columbia River crossing number 3. We're on I-205 South, crossing from Washington back into Oregon. This is Columbia River crossing number 3.5. Still on I-205 South, but we're just crossing another branch of the Columbia here.
We are now on I-84, headed east, and ready to go through the Columbia Gorge. We've been on the road about 3 hours. We have now stopped in beautiful Hood River, Oregon. We're going to check on the calves. They're like, where the hell are we? We have about 6 hours left of driving,
1/3 done, girls.
We'll stop in another 3 hours and check them out.
We're coming into the Dalles, Oregon, and this is where the transition takes place from the coastal rainforest treed area, transitions to a more arid climate. Where'd all the trees go? We're definitely in the rain shadow now. It's a barren landscape. Con nav eval, come right, take exit 179er.
179er I.
We've turned off of East I-84 and are now northbound on I-82, getting ready to cross the Columbia River again and re-enter, for the final time, Washington State. On Columbia River crossing number 4 at Umatilla, Oregon. We are back in Washington State. The Evergreen State, can't you tell? When you're in hour 6 of a long road trip, you really appreciate your vehicle's fine audio system. Crossing the Columbia River for the 5th and final time. We are near the Tri-Cities. We're getting ready to turn onto US 395 north, heading through beautiful, desolate central Washington.
We have stopped in Ritzville, Washington, about 3.5 hours from Hood River, Oregon. Let's see what they look like.
Oh, look pretty good.
We only have about 2 hours left, so we're just going to push through. And we're going to go ahead and get back on the road. We're headed northeast from Ritzville.
I don't know about you, but I don't know if I'd want to be taken from the only place I've ever known, put into a metal box, and find myself hurling down the highway.
Now that we're headed into northeast Washington, an interesting thing happens. The trees come back. We have about an hour left on the road until we get to our farm.
Almost there.
17 miles to Chewelah, which is about 6 miles south of our farm. We're making the turn onto 395 north into the Colville Valley. We're almost to Chewelah. Here we are coming into Chewelah.
Only 6 miles to go.
We made it to Blue Creek.
How are you? Big scary new world. Big step down. Alright, there you go. Follow your friend. Big step down. Oh.
This is a brand new world for them. Well, we got the water turned on and that's working. I put out some TMR that the Cowan Dairy gave us to help with the transition, and they're already starting to eat that. Because this is the first time we have animals on our property, we are going to go ahead and put up this temporary electric fence. Dun 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 dun. Good job.
Thanks. For a very long time we've dreamed about having cows of our own on our own farm. Cue the sound effects. I think it was about, what, 2007?
Yes.
2007 when we really decided that we wanted to have a dairy. And then it wasn't until 2010 where we actually bought our land. Today has been the culmination of 11 years of work to get to this point. I'm a little overwhelmed right now. This day has been amazing, and I'm just so thankful that we didn't have any problems on our trip. We arrived safely, the calves arrived safely. I'm just very happy today.
I'm very happy too. We got here and our system that we had set up appears to be working. They have everything they need. They started eating right away and drinking right away, which makes us feel much better about it. And they like to let us know that they're here, which is great. It's great to finally have that sound on our farm.
Thanks for joining us on this journey to get our calves to our farm. Please stay tuned and subscribe so you can see how the rest of our journey goes.